Ah, welcome everyone to Meditation Monday. Today is going to be a absolutely powerful and profound, what I feel is like a channeled message from the collective. So what I would like to invite everyone here, if you're not already, just lay down, grab a pair of headphones and get nice and cozy. Get nice and comfy as we take a deep belly breath in. And today we are going to be traversing through the planes, through the physical plane, the body plane, the emotional plane, the mental plane, and all the way up to the Buddhic plane, where we become source, where we become connected, tuned in with all that is, where time literally collapses, where our problems dissolve and take care of themselves because a higher power, a higher source, a higher energy than our ego mind is flowing through us. So I'd love for you to do this. Let's all take a deep belly breath in. Close those eyes down. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to tune into the physical plane. We're going to ground ourselves into our body, but in a different way. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to recognize that each and every cell in our body, each and every molecule that makes us up, is nothing but an energetic wave, a frequency. They're little tiny atoms moving at a certain rate and speed to give the illusion of physical nature. So as we breathe deeply into our belly and breathe and fill up our lung space with atoms of oxygen, I want you to begin to relax down deeply and already starting to feel as if you are melting. Because the beautiful thing about energy is it can shift and change so much faster than matter does. If we try and change matter with matter, if we try and build a house using a hammer, using nails, using wood, we have to wait for the materials to be shipped in. It takes months to get all of the parts in place before we can sit inside that home. What I want you to begin to recognize is you take one more deep belly breath in. Is that within your mind and in your energetic field, you can go to a place, a space, and a time where that house is already complete, and you can experience that house as if it is right here, right now. So let's experience our home, our temple, our body as that house that is whole, that is complete. And let's start to tune in. And what I want to do is I want you to begin to feel the space between your temples. Just bring your awareness to the space between your temples. Just notice the frequency, the energy of your body, of the space, the volume that is within you, within the boundaries of this thing we call the body. And I want you to bring your awareness and your attention right into the center of your head. And hold that awareness there for a moment. And notice what the shape and the texture of this energy within your body, this space, is. And now very slowly drop your awareness down and put all of your awareness to the space underneath your tongue. And notice that when you move your awareness from place to place, your mind completely and wholly focuses on that one direction, becoming single pointed. All of your attention going beneath your tongue. And now, just like you're in a giant MRI machine, I want you to imagine a wave of awareness starting at the tip of your head, down to your toes, slowly going through your forehead, your cheeks and jaw, and just feeling the space that is within you, down into your neck, your shoulders, noticing how much space is actually within you. Because when we start to tune into the spaciousness of awareness, of consciousness, there's actually an infinite amount of space within you. As you take a deep belly breath in, moving that awareness nice and slowly down into the heart. And instead of feeling your skin, I want you to sense what's inside of your body. Almost like a black spaciousness. As you gently shift your awareness down to your diaphragm and solar plexus, allowing it to relax so that you can breathe more spaciousness into it. Just like that. As we continue that scan down into the womb space, or the hara for men, the sacred feminine space, notice how much space is truly there. The womb space, almost like a black hole, a void, a portal into another dimension, a portal into possibility, a portal into infinite creation. All within you, and all you need to do is focus your awareness on your womb. Or for men, focusing on your hara, which is your center. As you continue, I want you to flow that energy and awareness down into your hips. And I want you to feel the space, sense the space now between your legs. From thigh to thigh, knee to knee, noticing that your awareness can actually extend past your physical body, because you are not just a human body. You're so much bigger than that. You, my friend, are a human being. So once we begin to expand that awareness past the limitations of the body, we recognize that we are not the body. Starting to tune in down into the space between your feet and your calves. And as I said, we are going to begin to expand our awareness past the limitations of our senses, past the limitations of our body, which also means past the limitations of our ego, our mind, our stories, our pain, because we believe that we are this thing, and this thing is separate from other things. But as we take a deep belly breath in and start to sense with our sixth sense, our awareness, sense the space around our head in all directions, 360 degrees, about 6 inches from your head, literally feeling your energetic halo. slowing everything down so that you can become quiet and sense the space around you. And now begin to sense the space behind your back. If you're laying down, notice that everything is nothing but space, resonating at a different frequency. Experiencing the space behind your spine. And as you continue to move that awareness to the front of your body, I want you to begin to feel the space in front of your chest. Not your skin, not the sensations on your skin, but the awareness of the spaciousness outside of your body. And now that we're aware that there's spaciousness inside of us and spaciousness outside of us, I invite us to take a deep belly breath in and start to blur those lines a bit as we begin to expand our awareness to actually fill the space of our room. I want you to become the space that you are sitting in. I want you to feel all the corners of your walls. I want you to feel the edges of this space that we call the boundary, just so our mind can understand what it is. And I want that spaciousness to begin to fill that area up with you, with your consciousness, with your awareness. Notice how that feels to expand past the limitations of your body. Expanding past the limitations of your mind. Noticing that when you have your awareness on space, you can't focus on the old story of who you used to be. You're not worried about getting the kids home from school on time. You're not worried about paying the rent. You are the space. You are actually holding all of the potential for those thoughts, but you are not those thoughts. So as you take a deep belly breath in, I want you now to become your house. Expand past the corners of your walls and imagine what it would be like to be your home, to become that which you dwell within. I want you to feel the water running through the system, just like blood pumping through your body. I want you to take note and notice all of the electrical sockets and the energy that is coursing through your home, just like your nervous system. And now taking it a quantum leap forward, I want you to take a deep breath in and expand your awareness to encompass the entire earth. I want you to become the oceans. Become the continents. Some people see it, some people feel it, some people experience it. Some people see themselves almost as if they're floating above the earth, tuning into the magnetic field, the sensations of the planet. And as you take in one more deep belly breath in, allowing yourself to float in space as the planet, recognizing that the boundaries between you and everyone on the call, your home, the trees, the food that you eat, the people that you connect with, Those boundaries are dissolving because you are it. And from this place of immense spaciousness, we are going to start to tune into the emotional body. And I like to expand the physical awareness so that we understand that we are so much bigger than our emotions. But the body, when we think we are it, when we think that we are the body, well, the emotions are held within the body. So if we're feeling angry or sad or betrayed, I want you to notice what some of those painful emotions feel like when they are in the body. I want you to think of an emotion that you do not like to feel at all. And we're going to start there at the first level of the emotional plane, those painful emotions. Shame, guilt, betrayal. Noticing what it feels like in the body. And noticing that instead of being the emotion, you are the space that holds the emotion as you take a deep breath in. And then we slowly raise up to level 2 of the emotional plane. Noticing it's a little bit lighter here. Still feels a little heavy. Maybe like your feet are stuck in the mud. Sadness, depression, frustration, apathy. Just noticing what this feels like. Not as your body, but as the space that holds the body. And now rising up to level 3, things are starting to get a little bit more neutral because there are 7 planes to each of these spaces that we are traveling through. As we move up to level 4, starting to feel relaxation in your body as you let go of those heavier, dense emotions. As we begin to move to level 5, starting to feel more on the positive side, connection, peace, relaxation, spread through each and every cell, muscle, and fiber of your being. As we begin to move to level 6 of the emotional plane, starting to feel expansion, lightness, almost as if you're beginning to float up, move up, rise up into level 7 of the emotional plane, the tippy top, the pyramid, feeling love course through your veins, deep unconditional love, joy, freedom. And just noticing that with each and every level that we traverse, it is a very specific frequency. And you'll begin to notice that these frequencies are like radio stations that you can tune into. So as you look back down through these 7 emotional planes, feeling the love from a higher vantage point, from an expanded awareness, I want you to look down and notice when you tune into the lower levels, where do you reside on average? What level do you find yourself most in? Do you feel yourself stuck in shame and guilt? Sadness, pain? Maybe you just feel really neutral. Just feel pretty equal about life. Or do you find yourself feeling love and freedom and expansion more often than not? And without any judgment, just noticing. As we slowly begin to rise in frequency, making the next quantum leap in consciousness, taking a deep belly breath in and rising from the emotional plane all the way up to the lower mental plane, the lower astral realm. And this is where those really negative automatic thoughts This is where the weeds grow in our mind. I'm not good enough. I can't do it. No one will ever love me. Just take a moment to take note of your mental garden. Notice what it feels like to be in that habitual thought pattern. Noticing how that makes you feel. Let's begin to rise up to level 2. This is where we connect with others. We listen to information, listen to music. We start absorbing information. And noticing yourself rise up nice and slow up to level 3. This is the level where we begin to create our own thoughts. We begin to direct our focus towards that which we desire. This is where we vision board. This is where we have fun. This is where we have intellectually stimulating conversations with people that we enjoy hanging out with. Notice what it feels like here on level 3 of the mental plane. Noticing where you hang out. Rising up very slowly to level 4. This is where we begin to calm the mind down. Slow the mind down. This is the place when we're in flow. When time begins to fade away. When we begin to experience effortless doing, where body and mind become one. As we rise up into the higher, into the 5th mental plane, this is the plane of meditation where we begin to slow those thoughts all the way down. Noticing a little more distance between thoughts. Slowing down now. Dropping down now. As we float up into level 6 of the mental plane. This is the space where things become quiet. You start to feel whole, complete. This is the space where your mind becomes like a still lake, where you can look out as far as you can see, and the water of your mind is like glass, reflecting the beautiful clouds in the sky, the sunshine, the space within you is now the space without. Taking a deep belly breath in, moving up to level 7, where we are on the precipice, on the edge of another quantum leap. This is the space where we start to tune into no mind, noticing what it feels like here. This is the space where you become your heartbeat, and where those worries, doubts, and fears begin to stop existing. Where you begin to touch the timeless. all of that time condensing down into space as you feel yourself floating and drifting, rising and sinking as we make this step from the mental plane, deep belly breath in, into the Buddhic plane, where you are more energy than you are matter. Feeling space all around you, arising within you, feeling it more as you rise to level 2 of the Buddhic plane. Floating in the infinite, expanding past all thoughts. Rising into a new frequency, a new energetic level, into level 3 of the Buddhic plane. And in this space, this is where you are connected into a source that is so much larger than you, so much bigger than you, so much more expansive, primordial. I'm talking about the energy of the sun, the energy of the black hole, the energy that creates stars and galaxies. When you tune into this energetic frequency, all of those worries, traumas, doubts, fears that you've experienced throughout your life actually begin to untangle and unravel themselves. Calling upon a challenge in your life, a problem in your life, a pain in your life, bringing it all the way up from the emotional mental realm into the Buddhic plane. And from this energetic source of heightened awareness, expanded awareness, allow yourself to see this problem from a new perspective, from a new awareness. Noticing that the problem is not matter, is not thing, because it can't be, because you are nobody, no one, no mind, nowhere with no one, no time. And from this level of awareness, watch as that ball of yarn, that ball of tension that was held in your body begins to unravel, begins to take care of itself. Calling upon a higher power that is bigger than you, offering this challenge, this problem up onto the altar of light as source, higher self, God, goddess, divine mother, divine father, whatever you call upon, looks at this problem and challenge and recognizes it for what it is. A lesson unfolding now, unraveling. Because in this space of no time, things can shift in an instant. Seeing it from a higher perspective, feeling, holding it with love and compassion, giving it up, surrendering the problem, knowing that the universe is taking care of it. In the same way that you do not need to make the rain fall, in the same way that the flower blooms without you needing to think about a thing. In the same way as the trees, the grass, And everything on this planet goes along perfectly fine without your brain getting ensnarled, entangled. Taking a deep belly breath in, letting go of this problem, this challenge, and drifting into the infinity that is within you. And from this space, tuning back into the awareness and the spaciousness between your temples. Noticing how much more focused and aware you are now. As your brain fires and rewires to this new energetic signature. Knowing that whenever you desire, whenever you need, you can come back to the awareness that you are not the pain, you are not the emotion, you are so much bigger and expansive than this tiny level of awareness that says, I am this hurt, I am this pain. Taking a deep breath in, projecting into the future, someone you love triggering you, because we're all human beings, and noticing the tightness in your body, the way that your habitual thoughts want to go into that loop of pain and defensiveness, noticing the heavy, dense emotions starting to take over, pulling you down with their weight. But then you recognize that you are not that. And you start to expand past those problems, holding those problems. And within this space of pain, you are expanding past. And in the spaciousness that you are, which is actually love, all of that pain dissolves. And you recognize that that which is without is also within. And those people in your life that cause those triggers and pain are actually you. As you expand your awareness and step into their shoes, as you become nothing but compassion and love on the Buddhic plane, taking a deep belly breath in. As we end our journey, knowing that you have the power of discernment. Just like a piercing flute that cuts through the noise of pain, cuts through the noise of illusion. You, my friend, can make a choice that is in alignment with your deepest truth, this experience of higher nature. As you allow your mind to open up, repeating after me as if a mantra is being spoken inside of the spacious cathedral of your unconscious mind. Repeating after me, I now give myself permission to make choices that feel aligned with my deepest intentions. I forgive myself for any time I have not made choices that supported my deepest intentions. I forgive others who might have held me back, even without meaning to do so. And I now choose to be discerning in my choices so that I create my life experience as I most desire and intend it to be. I call on Kuan Yin to sound her fierce flute so that I may shatter illusion and discern truth. So be it. Taking a deep breath in, anchoring this intention into your heart space. As we begin to descend the ladder from the Buddhic plane down into level 2. Noticing this energy trickling down as we go down into level 1. As we drop down into the stillness of that beautiful glassy lake, knowing that as you continue down each and every level, from level 7 down into 6 of the mental plane, that energy is unraveling, dissolving all karmic ties, all agreements and contracts that no longer serve you and your highest good, floating down to level 5, level of meditation. Starting to tune back in with those thoughts, the slow thoughts. Floating down to level 4 of the mental plane. Literally feeling the unwinding of the thread, the unraveling of the trauma, the letting go of the baggage as you float down to level 3. Noticing the shifts in frequency as you move down to level 2. Starting to recognize that those old habitual patterns, although they may still be there, no longer fool you. As we float down to level 1, where we find the voices of our parents over our shoulders telling us that we're not good enough. Recognizing that our higher awareness, our voice, discernment that we found within our heart is so much louder. Because now that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are not your body, you are not your emotions, and most importantly, you are not your mind. You are so much larger and beyond your mind. You are the awareness that is and always will be eternally echoing throughout the aeons. Taking a deep breath in, feeling the power of those words echo through the unconscious muck and grime, cutting through the illusion, cutting through the bullshit, cutting through the false identities and the ego attachments that tell us that we need this thing, we need this addiction, we need this person, we need this circumstance to feel okay. Knowing that you are always held with the greatest and highest good of the universe. Deep belly breath in. Floating down back again from the mental planes into the emotional body, feeling the shift. Noticing when you're in your mind and your emotions, feeling love, joy, freedom, expansion, floating back into your body as you drop down to level 6. Starting to feel a little bit more calm and relaxed. As we end our emotional journey on level 5, where you feel neutral, you feel stable, you feel balanced and whole. Taking in one more deep belly breath in. Knowing that the work that you have done today is not work in the sense that you know it. It is energetic magic. Because the higher controls the lower. And what we did by tuning in, tapping into the frequencies and powers of the universe will be echoed out throughout your life. And you will see the shifts and changes and notice how the universe is now taking care of the challenges and problems for you. Because at the level of the universal consciousness and awareness, there is no such thing as challenge or problem. It is just potentials, just energy. And when we can tune into that energy again and again and again, we recognize that we have the power to choose. Taking one more deep belly breath in. And on the count of one, bring your awareness back to your fingers and your toes. The count of two, bringing your awareness back into your body, feeling the temperature on your skin, feeling the air in and around your body. Maybe shaking a little bit, maybe starting to undulate and move as you take a deep belly breath in and out on 3 and 4. And on the count of 5, coming back to the call, coming back to the moment. Coming back to your senses.